What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $600 second stimulus check update and $2,000 third stimulus check update, as well as related news. Let me know how it's going for you guys today. It's been another crazy week is already starting. Yeah. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates, and hit the like button for us down below. I really appreciate it, and thank you, every single one of you guys, for your support. The Republicans are facing a lot of backlash right now over the last several days as a new wave of corporations are cutting off donations to both President Donald Trump, his campaign, and related GOP, aka Grand Old Party, Republican members. Marriott, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and Shopify are just among of the few companies that are cutting off Trump and Senator Josh Hawley and other Republicans who objected to certifying Joe Biden's electoral votes and the electoral campaign, which some say led to the riots and the protests. Well, I guess that's fair to say. But now corporations, as well as Facebook, Twitter, and Apple, who have suspended multiple social media platforms from the right, and a lot of Republican backlash going on right now. And that same theme is going on in Congress as House Democrats have now officially introduced impeachment articles against President Donald Trump for, quote, inciting an attack on the U.S. Capitol. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says that the impeachment vote could happen in as early as 48 hours. And, well, honestly, we're just a divided country right now. Nothing's going well right now for the United States, except for the fact that we did just get a $600 stimulus check out, and they are working on the $2,000 stimulus check. The Biden administration has announced that they are working on the third stimulus check package, the third stimulus package that we're likely to see here this week, at least announced this week with the details of it. They're also saying that on day one of Joe Biden's presidency, which is January 20th, which is now 9 days away, or possibly less than 9 days, depending on the amount of hours you're calculating here, that one of the first things of order is going to be a flurry of executive orders. And we're hearing lots of rumors about what might be included in this, including a student loan payment pause starting on day one of his presidency. In addition to that, on student loan forgiveness has become an actual reality here. Chuck Schumer, who will be the Senate Majority Leader now that Mitch McConnell has lost the control of the Senate, has just recently, as early as last month, pushed Joe Biden ahead of time, saying that he can cancel up to $50,000 of student loans forgiveness per person, up to $50,000, simply through a presidential executive order. Now, there's some kind of controversy there on if they can do it through a presidential executive order. Senate Majority Leader now, Chuck Schumer, says that he can do it through a presidential executive order. That's a pretty credible source if you're the Senate Minority or Senate Majority Leader. If you say that an executive order could be done, well, I mean, that's about as credible as you get, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. I'm not taking sides here. Like, if Mitch McConnell said the same thing, I would think that Mitch McConnell or Chuck Schumer should know the law pretty well when it comes to this type of stuff. Chuck Schumer says that he can do a presidential executive order for up to $50,000 of student loan forgiveness. Now, Joe Biden has said that he is in favor of at least $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. Honestly, I think we're going to see at least $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. But the real question is going to be, is it going to be in this next third stimulus package? Is it going to be done through a presidential executive order within the first day or first several days of his presidency? Or are they going to try to pass it through Congress, which means it could be in the third stimulus package or a standalone bill? I do think that we're going to see at least $10,000 of student loan forgiveness introduced in one of these various different ways, which is a form of stimulus, because if you are one of these 1 in 6 adults that has a student loans, if the government just simply wiped away $10,000 of your debt, well, then that would surely help you out, probably a lot more than a $600 stimulus check, and actually even more than a $2,000 stimulus check. Also, I need to mention that the FBI is warning against, quote, armed protests being planned at all 50 state capitals and in Washington, D.C. in the days leading up to the inauguration on the 20th, and also a possible another protest 2.0, dare I say, on inauguration day at Washington, on which the National Guard is already considered being called in for the inauguration day and the days leading up to it. Quote, the FBI has received information indicating armed protests are being planned at all 50 state capitals and in the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. in the days leading up to President elect Joe Biden's inauguration on January 20th, according to an internal bulletin from the FBI obtained by CNN. These protests are expected to start on January 16th through the 20th, and in the U.S. Capitol from the 17th through the 20th. On January 8th, the FBI received information on an identified group calling for others to join them in, quote, storming state, local, and federal government courthouses and administrative buildings in the event that POTUS is removed as president prior to Inauguration Day. This identified group is also planning to storm government offices, including in the District of Columbia and in every state, regardless of whether the state's certified electoral votes for Biden or Trump on January 20th, the bulletin adds. Additionally, the FBI is tracking reports of, quote, various threats of harm to President elect Biden ahead of the presidential inauguration. Additional reports indicate threats against the Vice President Kamala Harris and Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Man, as if 2020 wasn't bad enough, 2021 is starting off even worse. It's just like, wow. Let me know if you think that we're going to have these same protest problems again starting here in the next several days leading up to Inauguration Day. Man, if I just like if I was the president being elected and I was standing up there at the podium, I'd personally be worried with everything that's going on. I might want to give that speech from inside the Oval Office or something because I just feel like there's so many people out there upset right now that I just do not think it's a good situation. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Joe Biden says he hopes the Senate can split time between impeachment and his agenda on the third stimulus package and the $2,000 stimulus checks, which could be part of the third stimulus package or could be passed through a standalone bill for $2,000 stimulus checks, would be the third stimulus check now that the second stimulus check has gone out for the majority of Americans. President elect Joe Biden said Monday that he hopes the Senate would, quote, bifurcate its work. So that is honestly a word I can say I have never heard in my life. I'm probably not even saying it right. Let me know if you've heard the word bifurcate, because I don't think I've ever heard that word in my life. He said the Senate hopes they would bifurcate its work so that an impeachment trial of President Trump does not interfere with confirming his cabinet nominees or passing a stimulus package. Biden said that he had spoken with the Senate parliamentarian about whether the upper cabinet can, quote, go half a day with the impeachment and half a day getting my people nominated and confirmed in the Senate, as well as moving on the third stimulus package. He says, quote, my priority is to get first and foremost a stimulus bill passed, and secondly, again, to rebuild the economy. Now, we've had multiple Republicans, including a letter from Republicans, saying not to impeach Trump, not to even try it, or 25th Amendment, because A, it divides our economy, and well, hashtag B, it delays stimulus possibly if this stuff isn't done or if it actually continues to go further. Now, I'm not sure how much time this will take because if they go with a proceeding on Wednesday for the impeachment, well, they can pass that within a few hours and then it goes to the Senate. So I don't really think there's a lot of time lost there. But the question is then it goes to Mitch McConnell, who has to, from what I understand, vote on it within 24 hours or start proceedings on it within 24 hours. So I'm seeing a lot of articles that say this is going to actually happen after he's out of presidency. But then that time frame doesn't really make sense to me because it doesn't seem like it would take that long to do this, especially with that time frame that the Senate has to take it up if they pass it in the House. So, yeah, it's definitely a little bit confusing there. And yeah, it definitely could delay things a little bit. Also, yeah, another confusing thing I seen is yeah, Jackson Hewitt and Tax Act say missing stimulus checks would be deposited starting February 1st. And this could be also for the third stimulus check because if we're seeing delays now through these companies, we could see them again for the third stimulus check. Stimulus payments erroneously sent to closed or incorrect bank accounts by the IRS are being redirected according to tax preparation companies affected by the mistakes. Many taxpayers can expect to receive their stimulus payments starting February 1st, which is like 3 weeks from now. Why would it take that long is beyond me. Customers of tax preparation companies, including H&R Block, TurboTax, Jackson Hewitt, Liberty Tax, and Tax Act were notified earlier this month that the stimulus deposits were sent to incorrect bank accounts. Though the IRS initially said taxpayers would need to wait to claim a recovery rebate credit on your 2020 tax returns, the agency is now saying that it is working with companies to, quote, potentially get these payments to individuals as quickly as possible. So honestly, there might be a silver lining there. A lot of you guys that have thought that you're not going to receive your second stimulus check, the $600 one, and then you're going to have to claim it on your 2020 taxes and get a tax credit or a tax refund, you may actually be able to still receive it. Again, this is kind of what I said at the beginning. I said the IRS is working through a lot of these problems. Don't always necessarily accept the worst case scenario, especially with that IRS Get My Payment tool. They're updating that every day. They're updating their systems. The non-filer tool is not working now, but that doesn't mean they won't bring it online in the future to kind of help you claim these payments for the second stimulus check, but also possibly for the third stimulus check coming out. So basically, I would just stay tight. I wouldn't panic yet. It does suck that a lot of these people have to wait. A lot of you guys have to wait. But maybe there's a silver lining there that maybe you might be able to claim these here within the next 3 weeks as opposed to having to do it on your tax return, which likely would have taken longer. Let me know if you are affected by this or anybody you know is affected by this, or if you haven't got your second stimulus check down below in the comments. Also, the Treasury has launched their $25 billion with a B rental assistance program that is going to be across the entire United States. But honestly, I'm not seeing a lot of programs actually launched yet. So by launch means the Treasury is sending out this $25 billion to the states. And from there, the states are going to then launch or relaunch their own rental assistance programs on the state, city, and county level. I'm not really seeing this $25 billion available yet, but I am seeing some rental assistance programs kind of start coming through. For example, this one, the funds are still available for Newburyport, Massachusetts, still has rent assistance made available through the city through its partnership for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program to provide short-term relief to low and moderate income homes. The city, through its Affordable Housing Trust, will also be providing grants to households and people during this crisis. I will be bringing you guys more states and cities, especially when this $25 billion hits and is actually available on different states and city level. You actually can claim up to 18 months of rental assistance. I don't know if it's going to end up being that much, but honestly, if you get 2 or 3 months of rental assistance, that'll likely mean thousands of dollars in your pocket once these payments hit to the states and they open up their states and city funding. I will keep you guys updated on this as it will be breaking news here in the next few days, as well as the third stimulus package, second stimulus check, third stimulus check, and unfortunately impeachment things and possible protest. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates, and click the bell icon so you get notifications. New videos come out at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. There will not be an 11 p.m. video tonight, which I do sometimes, because tonight Ohio State is playing in the football championship game. Yesterday, the Browns won, which is like the first time in, I think it was 50 years that the Browns won a playoff game on the road. So yeah, that's older than me. So thankfully we won a playoff game. You gotta feel bad for us. We've been waiting this long. But next week we go against the defending Super Bowl champs, and ah, we need more luck on our side, put it this way. We were winning 28-0 after the first quarter, and we were like, normally this happens against us. Normally we're the team losing 28-0 in the first quarter. And this year has just kind of been the Browns' turnaround year. So hopefully Ohio State can do the same thing. Of course, if you're playing against us, then feel free to root against us because, hey, it's fair game, right? So thanks, guys. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this bottom video is about how you might not get your next stimulus check, or it may be delayed, and the reasons why. Click on one of those videos to watch them next if you haven't yet. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.